As far as colostrum, this is the first fluid produced during late pregnancy. It is a thick yellow fluid and it's containing antibodies, immune system cells, and then this lactobacillus factor. All of these things are going to provide protection for the baby against infections. It's also going to facilitate the passage of something called meconium. That is the first bowel movement that baby has, and it's usually real black and thick and tarry. And when the baby has that colostrum, it's going to trigger that first bowel movement. Breast milk is about 67 calories per 100 milliliters. Um, After the colostrum, we get this thin, marbly, not homogenized, slightly bluish color. Okay. Very easy to digest proteins, high cholesterol, high linoleic acid content for brain development. Those long chain omega-3 fats help with the synthesis of brain tissue and central nervous system and vision. And it's going to provide adequate hydration. So there's no extra water needed for baby. They're getting what they need through the breast milk. The only exception would be in very hot weather if the child has diarrhea or vomiting with a fever. But for most healthy babies, the fluid that they get from the breast milk is enough. Okay. Now we see this thin, marbly, not homogenized, slightly bluish color. It will separate. That's what that non-homogenized means. So the cream's going to rise to the top, and what we'll see in the bottom is a slightly bluish thin color. Now, the longer mom breastfeeds or has the baby at the breast, the more fat is going to be in the breast milk. So if baby's getting fussy and wants to eat more often, it's recommended that mom leaves baby on the breast longer to release more of that fat, which will provide for some satiety for baby. Also, as well with the protein, breast milk has a high taurine content, which is an amino acid that's thought to increase intelligence. So I always give my mom a hard time because I was a formula-fed baby, and I say, just how smart could I have been if you would have breastfed me? But I lived and I had a good childhood, so I'm not going to complain too much. Um, and then here's the breakdown of what that change in milk composition looks like throughout the feeding. The infant is getting about half of the milk in the feed in the first 2 to 3 minutes. So mom has a serious letdown, which is the release of milk from the back of the breast milk modules through the nipple. 80 to 90% of that milk that the child needs is going to come in the first 4 minutes. But again, later on in life, not in life, later on in the feed is where we're going to release a lot of the fat, which you see here, that hind milk, the end thing, 66% of the fat, and that's not released until about 10 to 20 minutes into the feeding. So again, it's important for moms to have at least 15 minutes for a feed. And again, the average calorie amount for breast milk is 67 calories per 100 milliliters of breast milk. Okay. 8 ounces of breast milk is around 160 calories, or about 20 calories per ounce. Okay, so you can use that in your math packet because you'll need to answer some questions related to that. Some things we want to know about the infant and breastfeeding. The rooting reflex, that's causing the infant to turn towards where their cheek is touched. So mom can touch the baby's cheek with her finger or with her breast, and the baby's going to turn their head then towards where they were touched. And this will allow for the child then to latch onto the breast and start the feed. And again, that video, that Gerber video, just does a great job with baby Kelsey, showing that latch on and what's normal and how moms are going to have the best success. And then the letdown reflex, this is, again, what's forcing milk to the front of the breast when the infant nurses. And this letdown reflex can be affected by anxiety, just fear, pain. So it's really important that mom is comfortable and safe and is relaxed to allow that milk to move